Chapter 1, Unit 1, Planting Rice. Section A2. Now listen to the story and dialogue.
Kyle Sachita and her friend, Dr. Mary Smith, are looking at a farm in Samrong.
Look, what are those women doing, Sachita?
They're throwing seeds, Mary.
Are they? The land looks too dry.
Yes, but there'll be some rain soon. And anyway, we have enough water in our ponds and wells.
And what are those men and buffaloes doing?
They're raking the soil. They want to make it muddy.
Why?
Because then the women can transplant the rice.
What about the men?
There'll be enough work for them. There'll be lots of bags of rice for them to carry.
Chapter 1, Unit 3, Farming in Cambodia. Section A3. Listen to the dialogue.
What do most of our Cambodian farmers produce?
Rice.
Good, Vanny. Where do we plant the rice?
In the wet mud.
Good, Narry. But this year the flood in Samrong has been small, so we don't have much mud. What can we do about it?
Although nature hasn't given us much mud this year, we can make some for ourselves.
Yes, Narry. But how?
We can get enough water from our ponds and wells.
Very good, Bora. Now, what about the seeds? Do we throw them on the wet, muddy soil?
Yes, but sometimes we throw them on a dry soil.
Good, Narry. Now, will there be any other problems this year, do you think?
Yes, I think so, because when the flood is small, we get lots of insects. So we have to be very careful. Insects and disease can damage our crops.
Yes, very good, Vanny.
Section C. Listen and match with the pictures.
Mrs. Sansopia is asking her students about the pictures.
Now, I want you to look at these pictures. What can you see in picture 1?
Farmers transplanting rice?
Yes, good, Narry. What are the farmers carrying in picture 2?
Bags of rice.
Yes, that's right, Vanny. Now look at picture 3. What are they planting, do you think?
Are they planting vegetables?
Yes, they are, Bora. Good. Now, what are these farmers looking at in picture 4?
Insects?
Yes, that's right, Vanny. And what can you see in picture 5?
The farmers are ploughing their fields.
Good, Narry. Now, here's my last picture. What can you see in picture 6?
The farmers are throwing seeds on the soil.
That's right, Bora. Good. You've answered all my questions correctly.
Chapter 2, Unit 2, The Moon Festival. Section B2. Now listen to the dialogue.
Hello, Bora. Why are you staying at home today?
So that I can watch the television.
Why? What's on?
The Moon Festival.
Oh, yes. I've forgotten about it. Can you remind me?
Yes, of course. We celebrate the Moon Festival for one night when the moon is full.
How do you celebrate it?
We can stay at home, but the main ceremony is in the royal palace. It starts in the middle of the night.
Do the king, queen, princes and princesses sit on a stage?
No, they sit on the floor. The festival starts with a religious ceremony, with many candles, and then they have some special food and drink. Chapter 2, Unit 3, A Religious Festival. Section A2. Now listen to the dialogue.
Have you been to the pagoda this week, Narry?
Yes, I have. I went to see Rita yesterday.
Have you been to the market this morning?
No, I haven't, but I'm going soon.
Chapter 3, Unit 1. What do you prefer? Section B2. Now listen to the story.
A traditional Cambodian lunch is a small meal. Most people just eat a little food with their rice. Some rich people have larger meals in a restaurant, but enjoy their breakfast at home. Breakfast is usually a quick meal. For many people, lunch is a quick meal too. In the cities, there are lots of food stalls where food is cheap and you can choose what you like. Pork or chicken, salty fish or beef with vegetables. You can also eat bread, have something sweet or have a drink. The evening meal is the main meal of the day for most Cambodians. We usually have it quite early, between 5:30 and 8, and often the whole family eat together. Some families enjoy special food on Sundays with their relatives or friends. They drink beer and are very happy. Cambodians also like food from other countries. They like Indian, Chinese, French and English food. They also like to have picnics. Some people prefer to prepare the food at home. Other people prefer to prepare their meal at the place where they have their picnic. Chapter 3, Unit 2. What are you cooking? Section A2. Listen to the dialogue.
I'm very hungry, Mum. I didn't eat much breakfast.
Just a moment, dear. I'm cooking.
What are you cooking?
Something that you like.
Why don't you show me?
Because I want you to guess what it is.
Are you boiling pork with vegetables?
Yes, but there's one more thing.
Are you frying some steak?
No, I'm grilling some fish.
Oh, great! Hurry up, Mum. I can't wait. Chapter 3, Unit 3, In a Restaurant. Section A2. Now listen to the story and dialogue.
Dr. Mary Smith usually has her lunch in a pub, but today she went to a restaurant. It is near the hospital where she works.
Waiter, could you bring me the menu, please?
Certainly, madam. Here it is.
Thanks. I'll have some steak with salad, please. The steak that I ate last week was very good.
Thank you, madam. Can I show you the wine list?
Yes, please. My friend who works here likes this one. I think I'll try it. I'll have a half bottle, please.
After lunch, Mary had a coffee and asked for the bill. The cashier, who was Mary's friend, always gives her a free coffee. Chapter 4, Unit 2. What a lovely beach. Section A3. Now listen to the dialogue.
Andrew, look at this postcard. Have you ever visited this beach?
No, I haven't. It's lovely, isn't it? Is the sea at low tide?
Yes, I think so. When I was there yesterday, it was at high tide, and I couldn't see this part of the beach. Why don't you go there?
I will, if I have the time. Have you ever sailed there?
Yes, I have. You can climb the cliff too.
Can you? It's very high. Have you?
Yes, I have. If you climb it, you'll be able to see the jungle.
Really? I've visited many beaches, but I haven't ever visited such a lovely beach as this one. Chapter 4, Unit 3, Borin's Plan. Section A2. Listen to the story and dialogue.
Borin and Sam Art are grade 12 students in Samrong. There is a holiday next week, and Borin is going to visit his relatives in Siem Reap.
Next week I'm going to visit my relatives in Siem Reap. Would you like to come too?
Yes, I would. But how will we travel there?
We can either fly or go by boat.
If I tell my father, I won't be able to go.
Why's that?
If we fly, it will be very expensive, and my father thinks the ferry is dangerous.
Boats and ferries aren't the same. If we go by boat, we'll be very safe. I've got a good idea.
What's that?
Our fathers are old friends. If my father asks yours, I'm sure you'll be able to go.
Chapter 5, Unit 1, Telling Jokes. Section A2. Now listen to the dialogue.
Hello, girls. Come in.
Do you have any free time, Monica?
No, I don't. I'm doing the washing and reading my new novel at the same time.
It must be interesting.
What? The washing?
Oh, very funny, Monica.
No, the novel. What's it about?
It's about an English girl who likes playing the piano. Her parents want to become famous, but she meets a handsome boy and they run away together.
That's nice.
Is it?
Well, of course. I go jogging with my boyfriend sometimes.
Is that a joke, Sachieta?
Of course it is. Suchieta and I like telling jokes, Pise. It's our hobby.
Chapter 5, Unit 3, Free Time Activities. Section A2.
Listen to Mrs. Susan Jones, Mr. Ian Smith, and Mrs. Tuig Tida. They are all talking about what they like doing in their free time. First, listen to Susan.
What do I enjoy doing in my free time? Well, I enjoy playing the piano. I can't play very well, but I passed all my piano exams many years ago. I never used to work very hard for them, but I was lucky because I had a very good piano teacher. Although he's very old now, I still have lessons with him sometimes. I also enjoy traveling very much. When I was a student, I never used to travel, but I always wanted to. I didn't have much money then, but now I'm writing for a travel magazine and I travel a lot. Last year I went to Cambodia to work with my friend Mr. Keodara. I stayed with him in Phnom Penh, but in our free time we went sightseeing around Cambodia. He took me to his village and we also visited Angkor. It was a really wonderful experience.
Now listen to Ian.
What do I like doing in my free time? Well, I'm a nurse and I like eating good food, doing a lot of exercise and keeping healthy. My favorite hobby is eating, but I also like cooking. I often cook either Chinese or Thai food. Sometimes I bake fresh brown bread or nice light cake. I live near a small forest and 2 or 3 times every week I enjoy jogging through it. I also do a lot of gardening. My wife Janet buys the seeds. I plant them and my mother-in-law paints the flowers. In our family, we like listening to music. Peter, my eldest son, likes pop music, but my daughter Lucy and my younger son John prefer classical music. I never used to listen to classical music when I was young, but now it's my favorite.
Now listen to Tida.
What do I like doing in my free time? Well, my number one interest is my family. Nara, my younger son, lives with me, but Narry, my daughter, and Rita, my elder son, live in Phnom Penh. I have a sister in Phnom Penh too. I never used to have much free time before because I have a big shop in Champa, but now I have 2 shop assistants, Dari and Kema. So every month I go to Phnom Penh to visit my family. Narry has a daughter, and I like making things for her. Sometimes when my shop isn't busy, I enjoy talking with my assistants and sewing or knitting clothes for my little granddaughter. Rita is a monk and I like visiting him in his pagoda. I can relax there. I don't like being busy all the time. It's important to stop sometimes and think about things. Rita is studying and we enjoy talking about the Buddha and his teaching.
Chapter Chapter 6, Unit 1, A Small Accident. Section C1. Now listen to the dialogue.
What must we do if we see an accident?
If someone is hurt, we must help them.
Yes, that's right. We must. Yes, Sonita.
Well, if the person is hurt badly, how can we help them? They must go to a hospital, so we must phone for an ambulance.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Samad.
Must we phone the police?
Well, what do you think, Borin?
I think Samat's right, because the police must make a report.
Yes, a police report is often very important.
Chapter 6, Unit 2, A hit-and-run accident. Section A2. Listen to the story and dialogue.
Mr. Chan Sokar is talking to his friend, Mr. Kim Naek.
Do you know about the accident that happened yesterday, Niek?
No. Tell me about it.
Well, a taxi was driving past your school when a student rode out on her bike. The taxi was driving so fast that the man couldn't control it. He hit the girl and drove away. He only hurt the girl slightly, but she looked very pale. He badly damaged her bike, and all her books fell out of her bag and spread all over the road.
Hit-and-run accidents are very bad. We have to punish that man. The police must arrest him.
They have.
Really?
Yes. He was drinking some tea in a cafe when someone recognized him and told the police.
What did the police do?
They fined him a lot of money, and he has to give the girl enough money to buy a new bike.
Chapter 7, Unit 1, A Doctor's Advice. Section B3. Now listen to the story and dialogue.
Suchirta is studying medicine in Phnom Penh. Soon she will become a doctor. Twice a week, Suchirta helps the doctor with some of his patients. Listen to her talking to two of them.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm not well, doctor. I've got bad diarrhea.
Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that, but there is some medicine you can take.
Oh, good. Is there anything else I must do?
Well, yes. You have to be very careful with your food. Do you like rice porridge?
Oh, yes, I do.
Good. Rice porridge is very good for diarrhea. It's better than more solid food. Try to avoid anything hot or sour, and drink lots of water with a little salt.
Thank you for your advice, doctor. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Next patient. Good morning. How are you?
I'm not very well, doctor. My body is feeling very heavy.
And tired?
Yes, that's right.
What exercise do you do?
I don't do any, except for eating, of course.
Eating? You can exercise your teeth on tough food, but that isn't really exercise, is it?
No, it was only a joke, doctor. Am I too fat?
Yes, you are. You must take some exercise regularly. Then you'll feel and look a lot better.
Thank you, doctor. I promise to take your advice.
Chapter 8, Unit 2, Apologizing to Pauline. Section A3. Now listen to the story and dialogue.
Mike Taylor teaches English at CCE, the Cambodian Centre for English in Phnom Penh. Now he is phoning the school's director, Mrs. Pauline Shard.
Hello?
Hello, is that Pauline?
Yes, hello, Mike. Where are you? You're late.
I know, I feel terrible.
What's happened?
I've got a flat tire. Will you forgive me?
Well, it's not your fault, Mike, although it is an important meeting.
I know.
But it hasn't started yet.
Oh, good.
When can you get here?
Well, the mechanics fixed the tire already.
That's all right then. How about your reports?
Well, I haven't finished them all yet, but I'll get them done by tomorrow.
Okay, see you soon then. Thanks for phoning. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Chapter 9, Unit 1, Booking a Room. Section A3. Now listen to the dialogue.
Holiday Hotel, can I help you?
Good evening. Yes, I would like to book a room.
When do you want to stay, madam?
I'm arriving in Bangkok on Thursday.
How many nights, madam?
3.
Let me check. This week we're full, but next week is all right. Can we reserve you a single or a double room, madam?
Do single rooms have telephones and air conditioners?
Oh yes, madam. Single and double rooms are the same. Only the price is different.
Then can you reserve me a single room, please?
Certainly, madam.
Thank you very much.
Chapter 9, Unit 3, A Room with a View. Section A3. Listen to the story and dialogue.
After working in Cambodia for a few months, Dr. Mary Smith returned to Bangkok. She felt tired, and this morning she went for a traditional Thai massage in a temple near the royal palace. Then she bought a return ticket to Hua Hin on the southeast coast of Thailand, because she doesn't want to stay in the busy city. She wants to relax near the sea. Now she is phoning the manager of a hotel in Hua Hin.
Good afternoon. Is that the Princess Hotel?
Yes, madam. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm travelling down to Hua Hin tomorrow morning, and I'd like to reserve a room with a view of the sea.
For how many days, madam?
4 or 5.
That's no problem, madam.
Do their rooms have air conditioners or fans?
Both, madam. Our guests pay for what they use.
That's a good system. Your English is good too.
Thank you, madam. What time are you arriving?
My train gets in at 12:30.
My wife will be on that train, madam. Can I give you a lift to the hotel?
Oh, thank you. You are kind.
My car will be right outside the railway station. It's my private car, but it has Princess Hotel, Hua Hin on the side.
I'm sure I'll be able to see it without any problem. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Chapter 10, Unit 2, Good News and Bad News. Section B1. Now listen to the story and dialogue.
It is Thursday morning at Samrong Secondary School, and the grade 9 students are waiting for their English teacher.
Hello, Bora. You're looking smart today.
Thanks, Kim Sen. But what's wrong with Narry?
A thief took some things from Mrs. Stewart's shop yesterday.
What things?
Soap, cigarettes, bottles of beer, magazines, oh, so many things.
That's serious, I know. But the thief might have taken the crown jewels, Narry.
Oh, very funny, Bora.
The police may catch the thief. Is it in the paper?
No, it's not. But look, this is my sister.
Really? Let me see. Oh yes, she's won first prize in a competition. Well, she's always been very intelligent, hasn't she? Is she in a photo?
Yes, she's here, standing between her English teacher and the school director. Isn't it charming?
Can I show it to Mrs. Stewart? It might cheer her up.
Chapter 11, Unit 1, A Cambodian Pop Star. Section B2. Now listen to the dialogue.
Hello, Mr. Chiapek. Welcome to Phnom Penh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Churuntaravan.
Peck, how long have you been in America?
Since 1994.
Could you tell us why you went there?
Yes, of course. Some of my Cambodian friends, who live in America, invited me over there. They were organising some concerts, and they wanted me to sing in them.
Here you're a pop star, and your audience love you. But what are your audience like in America?
Oh, they're very good. But then many of the spectators at my concerts are Cambodian.
Could you tell us how you like living in America?
Well, at first I thought I couldn't live in a society and culture that was so different from ours.
So you had a lot of problems?
Yes, because I couldn't speak English very well.
Your English seems okay now.
Oh yes, it's not a problem anymore.
How about food in America?
At first I couldn't eat American food, but in the area where I live with my family now, you can find most kinds of food, so it's not a problem.
When will you return to America, Peck?
My wife and I have a daughter and a son there, so I think we might have to return soon.
Mr. Chia Peck, thank you very much for talking to us this morning about your life in America.
You're very welcome, Mr. Chudon Teraval.
Chapter 11, Unit 3. Wow, it's Michael. Section A2. Now listen to the dialogue.
Turn the TV on, Raxmay. The concert might be on.
Wow, it's noisy.
Of course. Look at the man with the microphone.
Wow, it's Michael Jackson. Is he in Singapore?
Yes.
Is there any chance he might come to Cambodia?
No, after Singapore, he's flying to Japan.
Could we go to Singapore then?
Don't you think?
How about Mum?
Cutting hair might be an art, Raxmay, but this is some wrong. She's not going to get rich here.
Chapter 12, Unit 2. How did Rita meet Narry? Section A3. Now, listen to his story.
About 3 years ago, I visited some friends in Champa. I was walking along the street when I saw a very attractive girl. Who was she? Where was she from? Suddenly she went into a shop. I went into the shop too, although I didn't want to buy anything. I only wanted to see that girl again. But where was she? I couldn't see her anywhere. After that, I only saw her in my dreams. A few weeks later, however, I visited Champa again. I went to the same shop, and there was the girl of my dreams. She was serving a customer. She must be a shop assistant, I thought. From her conversation with the customer, I learned that she was a local girl, and that her name was Narry. Then she asked me if I wanted anything. I had to tell her something, so I told her that I was waiting for a friend. I think he knows your mother, I suddenly said. Oh, please sit down, Narry said. Then she brought some apples and a knife to me. I took an apple and started to cut it, but I was looking at Narry, and by accident cut myself with a sharp knife. Narry saw the blood on my hand and ran to get a towel. When she gave it to me, she said, "I'm sorry you've hurt yourself, but you can clean your hand with this towel." Her voice was so soft and kind that I felt she must be interested in me. I thought, this is my chance to get to know her. I mustn't lose it. So I started to talk to her, and we became friends. A year later, we got married, and now we've got a lovely baby daughter. She's nearly 1 year old, and we're a very happy family.
Chapter 13, Unit 3, Working Abroad. Section A3. Dara is talking to Robert in Robert's house. Now listen to their dialogue.
Hello, Dara. Come in. I'm sorry I had to cancel our meeting yesterday.
That's all right. Can I ask you some questions now?
Yes, of course. Please sit down. Would you like some tea and a piece of cake?
Oh, thank you very much.
Right. Now, what's your first question?
Have you lived in Cambodia for a long time?
I've been here for 3 years.
What's your work here?
I help a small team of local writers to write the English for Cambodia textbooks.
So you teach them how to write textbooks?
No, not really. They learn through practice. The more they practice, the better they get. So it's up to them.
You mean they write the textbooks themselves? Or do they copy from other textbooks?
No, they write the textbooks themselves, although they do get some ideas from other textbooks, of course.
How about your life here, Robert? Is it comfortable?
Oh, yes. I like Phnom Penh. I have lots of friends here, and I live in an attractive house with a lovely garden.
Yes, it's a charming house, and I like your traditional Cambodian furniture too. But don't you feel bored here in Phnom Penh?
Oh, no. I fill my life with many interesting activities. I don't have time to feel bored.
Chapter 14, Unit 1, Catching a Train. Section A2. Now listen to the story and dialogue.
In London, there are many railway stations. Some are big and some are small. Lucy has just arrived at one of the big ones and is talking to a woman at the Railway Information Centre.
Yes, madam. Can I help you?
Yes. Can you tell me the times of the trains for Newcastle this afternoon, please?
Certainly, madam. We've just got a new timetable for the London to Newcastle trains. Let's have a look. Ah, here we are. It departs at 14:10. Oh, and there's another train at 17:15.
Can you tell me what time they arrive in Newcastle?
Yes, the 14:10 train arrives at 18:15 and the 17:15 train arrives at 21:20. Is that all, madam?
Yes, thanks a lot.
Chapter 14, Unit 2, All Aboard. Section A2, Listen to the story and dialogue.
Lucy is at a big railway station in London. She wants to buy a ticket for Newcastle. She likes travelling by train. Now she is talking to one of the people who sells tickets.
Yes, dear?
Can I have a return ticket to Newcastle, please?
Of course, dear, so long as you've got the money. It's gone up to £35.
Wow, that's expensive. Is the train on time?
Yes, we've just had an announcement. There was something wrong with the engine, but it was nothing serious and it's all right now.
When is it leaving?
Right now.
Oh dear. Which platform is it on?
Platform 8.
Platform 8? Where is it?
You see those people queuing over there?
Oh dear, I don't like queuing. Are they the passengers for Newcastle?
No, they're all aboard, dear. Platform 8's on the other side. You'll see it when you get there.
Oh, thank you very much.
Chapter 15, Unit 1, At an Exhibition. Section A4. Now listen to the dialogue.
Wow, Dad, what a wonderful exhibition. Why are there so many people here?
Well, this is the first day, Bora. The king opened the exhibition today on the occasion of his birthday. After today, the number of people will probably decrease.
How do you know? Have you been before, Dad?
Oh yes, I've been many times. This exhibition's held every year. This year it's organized by the government.
Why does the government organize it?
Well, the government wants us to know about the efforts they're making for the development of the country. They also want to help people sell their local products.
So are all these things made in Cambodia?
No, not all, but these smart shirts and trousers are.
Are they? Oh yes, so they are. But how about these televisions and those motorbikes over there? They aren't produced in Cambodia, are they?
I don't think we have the scientific knowledge yet to produce things like that, but approximately 3/4 of the things here are produced in Cambodia.
That's good.
Yes, exhibitions like this can do a lot for the development of our country.
Chapter 16, Unit 2, Future Plans. Section A3. Now listen to Part 1 of the dialogue.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk to two young people about their future. My first guest is a young English woman called Kat. Kat, Now your studies are finished, what are you going to do?
I'm going to work abroad.
Are you going to stay and work here in Australia?
No, I'm going to work in Cambodia.
Really? What do your parents think about that?
Oh, it's no problem. My mother's a journalist and has worked in Cambodia herself. She's happy for me to go and work there too.
What work are you going to do?
I'm going to teach English.
Have you got a job there already?
I'm hoping to teach in a private English school. It's called the Cambodian Center for English.
What kind of people are you going to teach there?
Oh, all kinds of people are taught there.
Could you give us some examples?
Yes, there are young people who are studying and there are older people who are working but need better English for themselves, like accountants, interpreters, journalists, newspaper editors and secretaries. But for myself, I don't know if they will allow me to teach all those people.
Thank you, Kat.
Return to Cambodia and help my parents with their company, which they run themselves. Recently, the secretary left, and my mother is doing his job herself, as well as her own.
What is your mother's job?
She's an accountant.
So are you going to do the secretary's job yourself until a new one is found?
Yes, that's right.
And what are you going to do then?
I've trained as a pilot, so I'm going to start that job then. However, I also like writing, and have just finished my first novel. Now I'm going to look for an editor to check it for me, because I can't do it myself.
Thank you, Pisette.
Chapter 16, Unit 3. What could you become? Section A2. Now listen to the dialogue.
What's that book you're reading, Pete?
It's called 5 Years in Development. It's about what the government has achieved over the past 5 years.
It doesn't sound very interesting, but for someone like you who wants to be a politician, I guess it could be.
You could be right, Sucheta.
Do you really think you could help poor people as a politician?
Well, I hope so. Don't you think that's the most important job for a politician to try to do?
Yes, but what will you do if you can't become a politician?
Well, I could always become a photographer. Have a look at these photos. I took them last week.
Oh, they're wonderful, Pete.
Do you think so?
Yes, I do. But where did you meet all these actors and actresses?
Here in Phnom Penh. They were very nice people. Do you think I could be an actress, Sochiata?
Why not? You could make poor people happy then.
Chapter 17, Unit 1. Kath applies for a job. Section A2. Now listen to the story and dialogue.
Kath used to study at a college in England, but now she is working part-time in Australia. With her money, she wants to buy a computer. Last month, she applied for a teaching job in Cambodia. Today, she is having her interview.
Kath, I see from your application form that you did very well at your college. What foreign languages could you study when you were at secondary school?
French and German.
I see. Could you tell me why you want to go and work in Cambodia?
Well, I want to work abroad and I like Cambodia.
Do you have many Cambodian friends?
Yes, I do. When I was studying at college, I used to stay with one of them every year.
Could your friend speak English?
Oh yes, fluently. She used to live in England. She's also taught me some Khmer.
Chapter 17, Unit 3, Having an Interview. Section B3. Now listen to the interview.
Good morning, Miss Pin. Please sit down.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kun.
Miss Pin, I see from your letter of application that you're the manager of the Palace Hotel.
Yes, that's right.
I never used to go there, but people tell me it's a very good hotel. Why do you want to leave it?
The Palace Hotel has given me a lot of experience, but it's small. Now I'm ready for something bigger.
So you're looking for promotion?
Yes, that's right.
How long have you been at the Palace Hotel?
About 5 years.
As the manager, what do you do?
I look after all the staff as well as the guests.
How do you feel about working with a very big staff as well as a lot of guests?
I like working with people. That's why I like my job. The more people, the better.
That's very good, Miss Pin, because we're looking for a person who likes the work, not someone who is only interested in earning an attractive salary. How long have you studied the computer, Miss Pin?
Approximately 3 years.
So you must be a computer expert.
No, I don't have the technical knowledge. I never used to study that. But I like working with computers.
Forgive me, Miss Pin. I shouldn't make jokes when I'm interviewing you. I accept what you say. I'm sure your computer skills would be fine for the job here. How can we contact you, Miss Pin?
I'm at the Palace Hotel every day.
We'll get in touch with you there soon, Miss Pin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kun.
Thank you very much, Miss Pin. It's been very nice meeting you.
Chapter 18, Unit 2, The Brave Witness. Section A2. Now listen to the dialogue between the two policemen in the police station.
What was the witness doing when the bank was robbed?
She was standing in the bank.
What did she see?
Well, at first, the thief pretended to be a customer. But then she saw him take out a gun and pointed at one of the bank staff.
What happened then?
Everyone was forced to lie on the floor.
Including the customers?
Yes, but the witness had a phone in her bag. That's how she got in touch with us.
But couldn't the thief see what she was doing?
No, he was too busy collecting the money.
So what happened then?
We waited for the thief outside the bank. As he was putting the money into the back of his car, we jumped on him. He gave up straight away.
What happened to his gun?
It was knocked out of his hand. Then we put the handcuffs on him.
Chapter 19, Unit 1. How was the election in Cambodia organized in 1998? Section B4. Listen to the story and dialogue.
Ms. Pin Satira is talking to one of the guests at the Palace Hotel in Phnom Penh.
Was an election held in Cambodia in 1998?
Yes, it was.
Was it organized by the government by any chance?
No, the government set up a national election body to organize it.
What did it do?
It organized and controlled the election process to make sure the election was held correctly.
How were the election body's members chosen?
They were elected by different public bodies.
I expect some members were chosen by the government.
No, the government wasn't allowed to participate.
I see. How about the political parties? Were any of their candidates included?
No, they weren't allowed to participate either. But members of the government and the political parties were allowed to attend the national election body's meetings on the election process.
To make sure the election process was all right?
Yes, that's right.
Chapter 19, Unit 3. What politics is about. Section A2. Listen to the story and dialogue.
Mr. Kao Dara, a journalist from a local newspaper, is interviewing Ms. Chan Nimul, a politician in the new government.
What was talked about in Parliament today, madam?
Democracy, the situation of girls and women in the country, and the need to fight poverty.
What was said about democracy?
We came to an agreement that democracy must be supported by everyone in society. It's essential.
But do the people know what democracy is?
No, but they can be taught and then they can contribute.
How about girls and women?
Well, we certainly need more democracy there.
How?
If we want development, we'd better make sure that every girl, as well as every boy, attends school. It's so important.
But many girls don't go to school because of poverty.
Yes, so we mustn't waste what we've got. If girls don't go to school, how can they participate in development?
And we need development to fight poverty.
Yes, that's the problem, and it's what politics is all about.
Chapter 20, Unit 2, Wildlife Protection. Section B2. Now listen to the dialogue.
Mr. Kayodara, a journalist, is interviewing Mr. Utun, a wildlife expert.
Mr. Utun, you're an expert on wildlife. Could you tell us why wildlife protection is so important?
Certainly. Wildlife is part of our environment, and our environment is important because we're part of it. We're all part of the same system.
How about tourism?
Well, wildlife is an important resource for tourism, but it's our environment we're talking about. So first of all, we should take care of it for ourselves.
Our grandparents tell us that in the past, Cambodia had a lot of wildlife. Is that right?
Yes, it is. We had many kinds of wild animals in the past, including lions and tigers. But now you won't be able to find many here.
Because they've been destroyed?
Well, not completely. Many have been destroyed in Cambodia, but if you visit other countries near Cambodia, you'll be able to see more of them. That means some could be imported back into Cambodia.
How were they destroyed in Cambodia?
Our soldiers have destroyed much of our wildlife because they used the forest environment to fight. Although it's forbidden, they have also destroyed the forests because they have cut them down either to cook or for heating or to sell. As a result, many wild animals have lost their home. People have also killed them for food or money. They've even killed them for fun.
How cruel!
Yes, it's terrible, and now the situation is really urgent. But if you're very poor, you'll do anything just to live.
Most of the animals we're talking about are small. How about the big animals?
Well, people have killed many of them too. Some parts of them are used to make traditional medicine, so they can be sold for a lot of money.
So what you're saying is that here in Cambodia, we're destroying our environment. What can we do about it?
Firstly, if people see that the environment is theirs, they won't destroy it because it means they're damaging themselves. And it's not like a storm, something we can't control. Secondly, if the government trains people to look after the wildlife, anyone who either kills an animal or destroys the environment will be reported.
And then what should the government do?
It should make these people contribute to their environment. They should plant trees or clean it up.
But shouldn't we all participate like that?
Yes, we should. If we all care for our environment, it will make our world a better place. I think that's what democracy is all about. I mean, it's up to us.
Thank you, Mr. Utun. That was most interesting.
Chapter 20, Unit 3, Our Environment. Section A2. Now listen to the dialogue.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about our environment. Where is our environment, do you think?
Is it here in our classroom?
Yes, that's right, Kim Seng. Anywhere else?
Is it what we can see through the classroom windows? Like that lovely big tree?
Yes, it is. But why do you say lovely?
It's beautiful and prevents us from becoming hot.
Right. So this is our environment. Who do you think should take care of it?
I think we should, because it's ours.
Right. But are any other environments yours?
Where I live is my environment.
Yes, that's right. The environment where Vanny lives is hers, and the environment around Bora's house is his. But why is that important?
Because if I think it's mine, I'll take care of it.
How?
I'll keep it clean and tidy and plant flowers.
Yes, like we've done here at school.
Is that why we've put our pictures on the walls?
Well, that's the main purpose. This classroom's ours, and if it looks attractive, how will we feel?
Happy!